Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Radical Candor podcast. I'm Kim Scott, co-founder of Radical Candor and author of Radical Candor and Just Work.
And I'm Jason Rosoff, CEO and co-founder of Radical Candor.
And I'm Amy Sandler, your host for the Radical Candor podcast. You know, we often get questions from folks who want us to talk through specific radical candor scenarios, like how do you overcome feedback hesitation? Or what do you do when somebody tells you not to bother giving feedback to someone because that person will never change? So on today's episode, we're going to address how to respond to some of these scenarios with radically candid feedback that's kind and clear, specific and sincere, because no problem ever gets solved by being ignored. Kim, do you think that's accurate? Does no problem ever get solved by being ignored?
You know, one of the things that I'm working on is being less absolutist. So there may be some problem, but I was trying to think of one, as you said, and I can't think of one, but I'm sure there is. Maybe somebody can.
I have an example. I don't know if it's a problem, but I've noticed sometimes if I get an email and there's sort of a question floating around, sometimes with the passage of like a day, someone else will actually solve that. But that, I don't know if that's a problem being solved or just a matter of time.
That's delegating to someone else.
I do think if we narrowed the statement slightly, it would be pretty close to always true, which is no problem in a relationship gets solved by ignoring it.
Although little things sometimes just don't matter. Like,
but I would say those aren't actually a problem.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. But sometimes we think things are a problem, but they're not actually. Anyway.
And in the fullness of time, we realize that they're not actually a problem.
In the fullness of time.
Or sometimes in the fullness of time, we realize if only I had said that 5 years ago, this relationship would be in a better place.
Kim, of that story you shared of the guy that got married to the woman who ate with a lot of clanking of a spoon against her teeth, and it all came out years later.
Yeah. He wanted to ignore the problem because he didn't want to be a nitpicking husband. And then 5 years later, he was like, she clanked her spoon on her teeth one last time. And he's like, I need a divorce. Obviously, there was probably something else going on. I hope that wasn't the only thing. But sometimes the right thing to do is to wrestle with your own kind of irritation, even maybe an irrational irritation. Other times, it may be more practical to say, I know this is irrational of me, but I can't get over it. Could you help?
Can we buy rubber spoons?
Yes. Could you please not do this? I know it's not a big deal, but it has become a big deal to me.
Yeah. Well, if I may quote...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?